Supernatural had the best and worst ending. Let me explain. So Supernatural just ended, and if you listened carefully last week, you could have heard the collective voice of a lot of angry fans shouting their disapproval into the void of the internet, which is not surprising. Writing an ending that satisfies everyone is impossible, and the show always had a really delicate fanbase that I consider myself a part of. I followed the show for over 10 years, binging through the first 5 seasons and then patiently waiting for a new episode every week for 10 years. But I'd argue that we, in fact, got the ending that we wanted, except the story was already over by that time. Before we get into all that, let's take a step backwards and let's see how we got here. So the show started in 2005, and at that time, nobody would have thought that it will go on for 15 seasons. The premise was simple: demons and monsters are real, and the Winchester brothers hunt them. Demons can be killed, only sent back to hell, except they can now, but only with these two weapons. Also, angels are not real, but they are totally real now, and they can be killed except with these weapons, and so on and so forth, until we get to God himself as the antagonist, while also stopping the apocalypse a few times along the way. You get the idea. They kept upping the stakes until we finally got to God himself being the main villain, and our heroes defeating him with the help of Death and Jack the Nephilim, who became the new god in the pre-ultimate episode. And with that, the plot was finished. But there was one more episode left. What? After all of this, there was nothing much left to discuss, nothing to show, nothing that was unfinished. At least that's how I felt about it. But, I understand what they were going for, because having one more episode to tie all the loose ends is good when your show needs, like, an ending or have unanswered questions that you want to get to the bottom of. But here, I don't feel that it was needed. I don't think it was needed. The whole thing was kind of like some fan fiction in a weird way.
Did you know people tell stories about us? Yeah, apparently we're a little bit legendary.
What do I mean by all this? Let's just go over the episode and see for ourselves. It starts out with these kind of cliche, feel-good, happy moments with Dane waking up with the dog and Sam going for jogging, so them living their normal life, for the most normal that can be after all this. And after that, we get to one of the signature scenes, I guess it became over the years, which is them sitting over their laptops and looking for cases that they can work on.
You got anything? Dean? I got something.
In other words, it starts out just like any other Monster of the Week episode.
You sure you're ready for this? Well, I don't have a choice. This is my destiny.
Haha, get it? They're eating pie, not hunting monsters. After they finish cream pieing each other, they actually find a case to work on. After all the light-hearted scenes with Sam and Dean, we get the opposite, with the kidnapping being portrayed and the parents being killed by what appears to be just regular men in like the cheapest Halloween masks. What? So it turns out it's vampires, and is anybody excited about this? After everything they've been through, after defeating God himself, do we really care about them going on another hunt that is just like, a regular Friday afternoon for them at this point? Like, why are we doing this? They catch one of the vampires because somehow looking at a map they figure out that they would be there at that specific time. Okay, they are the experts, not me, I guess. So they catch him and interrogate him to get to know where the boys are held captive. They start fighting, and who shows up? Jenny. Yeah, you remember Jenny, right? It's Jenny. I have no idea who the fuck this is. If they want to throw back to one of the early episodes, why not go with one of the demons? You know, because that's how it all started, with them hunting demons. Why not make it, go a full circle? Out of all the characters throughout the years, to bring back one, and they decide to go with Jenny. Who the fuck is Jenny? And after everything he's been through hell, figuratively and literally, from, killing monsters pretty much his entire life. How is Dean Winchester killed? What is the thing that is able to kill him once and for all? What force can defeat him? Well, it's a wooden ball with a little metal in it. That's all it takes. It's just pushed into it and it stabs him. But that's how he goes out. It's so stupid. Like, I understand what they are going for, because Dean Winchester needs to go out fighting. He needs to die. He needs to die on the battlefield. He needs to have a death that is worthy for a warrior, but why not just make him die, in the confrontation against God himself? Why not make his death the sacrifice that just, brings them victory at the end, and something that matters, and not just a random hunt in the middle of nowhere against vampires in stupid Halloween masks. It's so dumb. The thing that bugs me about this is that it proves that Sam and Dean were only winning their fights before because they were God's favorite show to watch, as he said it before himself. And now that he's out of the picture, they fail the first hunt that they go on. So Dean is dying, and he's taking it like a champ, like you expect him to do. And while he's doing that, he also gives his longest monologue probably ever. It's pretty touching in a way, but a little bit out of character, as he lets out all these buried emotions that he never would have said otherwise. But I feel like that these things didn't really need it to be said in the first place, but overall it was a nice moment. He even says it himself, that it was always supposed to end this way, him dying on a hunt. This is the perfect way to send off his character, except it should have been something more important than this. Some grand sacrifice, maybe against the strongest enemy who they handled in the previous episode. We get a quick funeral scene, and Sam is there alone because I guess there was nobody else left alive who knew them, who would have wanted to pay his respects and give his condolences. It's either that or showing Sam alone is more dramatic to signify that he's left alone in this world. It's one or the other. We get a montage of Sam grieving and being all depressed, understandably. And the thing that gets him out of it, the thing that helps him move on, is that he continues hunting. Because, well, he gets a call and, those monsters, people need him, life must go on. And then we see that Dean went to heaven, which of course he did. He's friends with the guy upstairs, so, where else he's going to end up. And then he meets Bobby, which is supposed to be really emotional because he was his father figure in a way and his mentor, but the thing with that is we saw Bobby like 2 episodes ago. Of course, it wasn't this version of Bobby, it was the alternate universe one, but still, we saw the same guy, so seeing him again here doesn't have the same effect as if they just didn't bother with the other one. We find out that Jack is just gone now because he walks in mysterious ways, I guess. Also, Cass is back, but we don't get to see him either because, He's got the gay now. Anyway, Bobby explains that Jack reformed heaven and now people actually get to continue existing and not just being trapped in a memory, which is, good idea. Then Dean goes on to do his favorite thing. No, not that one, the other one, driving his car. And you know which song starts to play. Then we get to see that Sam went on to live the life he always wanted and get a family, and this is where they lost me, because you either want to show your audience the details of what happens after your heroes defeat their enemy, or you don't show anything. Like, if you want to show that Sam goes on to have a family, then show us who the mother is, show us something about their lives rather than, Sam playing catch with the son and then just, skipping over other things, and we never even see the mom, only once in the background. Like, she's not important. The only thing that matters is that she gave Sam a son and we got to name him Dean. Isn't that cute? Huh? I mean, it is, but come on. Like, either give us all the details or give us nothing. Also, the only reason Sam never got to have his family is that he never wanted them to live this kind of lifestyle. He never wanted them to grow up the way he did, with him hunting and being constantly in danger. But somehow this doesn't matter now, and his son is also a hunter because, I don't know. And then finally, Sam gets to go the way he always wanted after living a happy life, dying from old age. And finally, they meet again in heaven, and I cannot stay mad at this show because it is a very nice ending overall, and we even get a little message from the staff and from our favorite characters, and I'm just gonna let this play.
Thank you, the fans. Through blood, sweat, laughter, and tears, you've kept us on for 15 years.
There's no way we'd have ever been here without you and your support and your love. So thank you. We will remain forever grateful for the opportunity and the honor to play these characters for so long. And we felt you guys here with us all the time. So thank you.